Welcome everybody to the 3WC 2025 Grand Finals, where we have a banger today on this lovely Saturday. South Korea, first seed, coming back from the winner's bracket after losing to United States, up against Germany after wins against the UK and the Philippines in the loser's bracket. This is going to be an absolute banger. Casting this match is me, Vordi, alongside Lightin.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, we have quite an interesting match here. Grand Finals losers bracket. The winner of this match is gonna face the United States in the Grand Finals tomorrow, while the loser gets a third place on this one. The map pool being extremely hard, 8 stars in particular. A lot of banger maps, a lot of custom maps, and a lot of originals, which you can see on your screen. And the teams are obviously South Korea being seeded 1, coming in from the loss from the United States in the finals match. Germany squeezing through the losers bracket and getting that sweet spot on the podium, looking to potentially get their second place, but we did see South Korea playing quite well last time, and Germany also looking quite good. I'm excited for this match. It's gonna be quite fascinating to see.
Yeah, I think in this one, likely the favorites, if you look at the head-to-heads on most of those maps. South Korea does have the advantage in the sense that they got to see more Germany maps played than vice versa. Germany doesn't really know a lot of South Korea's scores, not just, through last weekend, but even throughout the tournament. Before losing to USA, South Korea played very, very few matches in their pretty dominant wins. But Germany, in this matchup, I think their big strength is going to be tapping. If you look at the head-to-heads on the No Mod 2 stamina last week, the Free Mod 1 speed, the DT2, Germany, generally speaking, was favored on average. Meanwhile, South Korea on very gimmicky maps, things like the Free Mod 4, the Free Mod 3, the No Mod 5, all of those picks, they were able to field a really good roster of 3 for all of them. Meanwhile, Germany, obviously having Kriller, fantastic on those maps, but generally were third manned, or in some cases even only Kriller really able to play those maps. So South Korea likely want to be playing those types of picks. Germany will likely want to pick into more speed, into more mechanics, where they'll be able to field a good 3.
Yeah, Germany so far has been dominant on speed throughout this entire tournament. We already see the first ban coming in from Germany with the ban of Hidden Free. A really difficult map with a lot of reading alternate, a lot of doubles, and a lot of... The CS2 on that map might feel like it's going to be a little bit easier to aim, but the spacing on those ult patterns is absolutely insane, which makes sense that Germany might be not comfortable with this. It falls into South Korea's comfort zone on paper, and it's a pretty good ban from Germany. I'd imagine South Korea is also gonna ban a mechanics map, probably something like, yeah, DT3 and Hard Rock 3. Not Hard Rock 3. Hard Rock 3 was a little bit surprising to me personally. I would imagine something like No Mod 2 being banned, but I guess this makes sense.
I think the Hard Rock 3 ban is fine. We did see 2 different Germany scores on the Precision map last weekend. No South Korea scores on that map, they didn't play it, but I guess considering, they saw Germany scores, thought they were maybe a bit too good. And also, I think when you're sometimes maybe a bit more comfy on a majority of the maps, you don't really want to play the Precision map, especially 7.2 on the circle size. Very, very volatile, that one. So likely not too comfortable. Banning the DT3 I think is interesting. Germany had that map banned against them from the United Kingdom, so we didn't get to see them play it, but South Korea was pretty good on that skill set. And Germany, thinking of their second ban, it's going to be Hard Rock 2, so banning the flow aim control map.
Yep, only one Hard Rock left. Hard Rock 1, mapped by Noshing, a custom map for this tournament. A lot of consistency and aim on Hard Rock 1 left. But yeah, Hard Rock 2 was more of a flow aim test with a few rhythm elements to it. A lot of 1/3 patterns, a lot of 1/6 in some sections. Makes sense considering that South Korea is favored on that skill set, and now we're going to be moving into the first picks, and it's going to be Germany this time, and I would imagine that we might see something like DT2, No Mod 2, or maybe even No Mod 4, but I'm leaning more towards that DT2 for now.
Yeah, I think any of the tapping maps are going to be a fine bet. As Germany, you don't have anything else that's a clear favorite on paper. Now, in some of the maps, you had, one score from South Korea, obviously only playing that one match, and Germany having two matches played, so they had 2 scores on some of the tapping maps. I think on a couple picks, it was like, South Korea had a win over Germany in one of their plays, but a loss in the other. So it's not like a huge advantage, and depending on how South Korea are feeling today, they might be pretty good on it, but Germany is going to shoot for the 260 BPM speed map in the Nomad 2, which I think is a great way to start it out.
Yeah, good pick from Germany. This map is going to be 260 speed, a lot of burst throughout the map, a lot of mechanics. Mapped by Elchir, a pretty well-known mapper for this skill set in particular. The map not being too long, it's 2 minutes and 34 seconds, but the breaks aren't there, so it's going to be around 2 minutes in drain time. A lot of focus on the stream. Some of them have a little flow aim elements to them, but in general, this is your basic speed map, a pretty classical one if you were to describe it from the map structure and the overall mapping. And on paper, it should favor Germany, but South Korea definitely is the team that you should not underestimate in any circumstances, as they have been improving on this skill set for quite a bit of time. Still on paper, a little worse than Germany, but I would imagine they can show a pretty good performance on this Nomad too.
It's going to be interesting to see as well the 260 specifically, because the similar maps in the last weekend pool were more in the 240 range. So we haven't really seen these players play something exactly like this last weekend. But it's also going to be a test of scaling. I think we saw, obviously, South Korea super dominant in qualifiers, but ended up losing to United States in the finals because USA has really, really good scaling, and it's sometimes tough to judge that just off the qualifiers. So we'll have to see if this Germany roster can keep their speed advantage, their speed dominance at this grand finals level. I think they'll be able to, but South Korea obviously no slouches, and if they're feeling better on speed today, they'd leave all of the speed basically unbanned, other than, you know, arguably DT3 has some speed elements, so they're clearly feeling pretty decent on it today.
Yep, for sure. We do see Fragments of Page Parisia and Doomsday Fanboy on the side of South Korea. Kriller 120 cell for Germany, and I'd also imagine we're gonna see... Honestly, not even sure, because we haven't really seen 260 being played that much. Few technical difficulties here, but in general, Nomad 2, once again, mapped by Elchir. A lot of pretty difficult as well. 7.84 star rating on this one. And I would imagine we are slowly going to be transitioning into the map, as we do see Flay also joining in for Germany.
Yeah, I think Flay was just generally the most consistent overall speed player in these last few weekends for Germany, so not surprising to see them in. Although this map is obviously very focused on the speed tapping, there's a decent amount of aim in it as well. So you definitely don't want to zone out on the aim requirement, otherwise it might catch you out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, that is true. We do see an early break here from 120 cell early on into the map. Now, nothing too crazy, though. The map is still just building up. The spacing already can be seen, and the speed element also making it quite obvious that this is a speed map, as we are starting off with the actual section now. So far, so good for Germany, as the ag advantage is on their side for now.
It is for now. Relatively short map as well, at 230. So as we make a bit of headway into this map, breaks are going to start to hurt a lot more. South Korea looking pretty good. Another break from 120 cell. Going to give South Korea that opening. 120 cell so far having all of the breaks on both teams combined. Germany still in a decent spot, and Doomsday Fanboy trading that miss from 120 cell is going to put them pretty even. Oh, flat breaking though. Now it's just Kriller against Fragrance of Page and Prezia.
Just Kriller 1FC against 2 so far. South Korea are going to be getting that advantage for Asia, though, finding a miss on the section. Also getting a lot of chain misses and 50s on that last stream, as it is just Kriller versus Fragrance of Page on this map. Two of the heavy hitters of their respective rosters. And it's looking to be a 1v1 of all time. The supporting combo is on Germany's side a little bit, as they have a slightly higher combo. Not anymore, though, as 120 cell does find a miss around halfway into the map now. But so far, all eyes are going to be on Kriller and Fragrance of Page.
Yep, Flay matching that supporting combo from Doomsday Fanboy is on an S rank as well. Found that unfortunate slider break, but it's really just these 2-star players, as you said, on these two rosters. The best overall players we've been seeing, Kriller and Fragrance of Page, holding those full combos. Third of the map left, nobody breaking on that cheeky slider tick. And the nerves are building up now.
Yeah, 1/4 of the map now left. This is where the map starts. This is where the map hits the hardest. And so far, these FCs are the ones that are going to make this pick, as we do see 120 cell breaking once more. But so far, the supporting combo on Korea's side slowly moving towards the left. But the misses are not there yet from the heavy hitters. Fragments of Peach and Kriller still holding on to their FCs, and the question is, are we gonna see 2 FCs on this map? Because this map is really difficult, and seeing 2 FCs on this is gonna be crazy. But 120 cell once again with the miss, and South Korea still in the advantage, 150,000. And it looks like we are gonna see 2 FCs on this Nomad 2 right off the bat, with South Korea, due to the supporting combo, taking this first point with a break point as well. This was Germany's pick.
Yeah, an unfortunate loss from Germany. I believe by the end, Fle had that S rank, so it could have been a two-way for Germany, but just Kriller matching that FC for Fragrance with Page. Fragrance with a slightly better accuracy. Fortunately, Germany not having as comfortable of a third man ended up being the difference. Interesting to see as well, because I think a lot of the other times we've seen Germany play speed, they had Serbia Trucker in as the third for that skill set. But man, good start for South Korea here, opening it up with a break point on a nice full combo.
Yep, 2 full combos on this map. On the Grand Finals, this is not something that I'd expect to see, but we do see a Fremont 3 pick from South Korea almost in an instant. This is going to be your flow aim control-y anti-mod TS5 AR 8.3 map by Kyrgyzstan, so it's going to have some gimmick elements to it as well. Coming in strong from that Nomad 2 win, what are your thoughts on this pick, Vordi?
I think this is a great pick for South Korea. We saw Germany play the anti-mod last weekend. The head-to-head was, I believe, a nice 1.35 million for South Korea up against sub 1 mil 990k from Germany. And Germany really had the struggle on that third player. They didn't really have anybody else who was comfortable on the reading element of this map except Kriller. We'll see if that changes this weekend. Maybe they had somebody practice it hard. Also, it being very flame focused, I think is relatively similar to last weekend's Fremont 3. So on paper, just should be clearly advantage for South Korea here. Maybe Germany can do something on the Hard Rock head-to-head, but Hard Rock on this map is going to be super tough to get in deep combo. It's really going to come down mostly to those 2 reading players on the Nomad on the hidden. Easy is also an option.
Yeah, I can honestly see some players preferring easy over hidden on this one, because it's gonna ease it a little bit, but not by too much, as the OT is gonna go lower, which is gonna make note lock even more painful for this map, but it does help a little bit if you are gonna risk it. I would not probably go with easy myself on this one, probably would prefer hidden, but still. We do see Amamiya Kakuro, Allegrace Team on Fragments of Peach on South Korea. Most likely Amamiya Kakuro is gonna be playing this one with hidden Fragments of Peach. Hard Rock. And for Germany, we just see Kriller at 120 cell, and probably we might see Tim Kochner on this one.
You know, I could actually see Amamiya Kokoro playing the easy. They did play the easy last weekend for the same skill set. Up against the double easy from the United States, actually pretty crazy. But yeah, if there's any player who might go easy on this lobby, it would probably be Amamiya Kokoro. Everybody else will likely be going the more basic options. I think Kriller for Germany might be the bet to put Kriller on the Nomad just to try to get that consistent score. Put somebody else on the hidden tank, but we'll see if he's feeling confident on the hidden today.
Yeah, you might also see that as well for Fragments.
There's the easy.
There's
double
the
easy
as well. Double easy as well.
There's
120 cell also with the
120
easy.
cell, yeah.
And the 20
Okay.
and the star players are both a Nomad. Oh wait, Fragments of
Fragrance
Peach is also
also
easy.
easy. That's crazy. But I can understand it. This map has a lot of flowing patterns that have these really specific turns, and those patterns become a lot easier with these. You can already see you have to be a lot less sharp on those angle changes. So as long as you can read it, honestly, easy is the bet here.
That is true, but it does come with a few issues here, because if you find a single miss, the OG is gonna kill you. You will have a massive note lock throughout the entire map. We do see Serbia Trucker finding the first miss on the Hard Rock, but the South Korean roster looks good so far, as no FCs have been dropped for South Korea, and 2 FCs are still holding for Germany.
Good start for their first pick. Germany, though, not looking too bad. Kriller on that no-mod. Remember, the no-mod score cap is going to be higher than the easies. So if Kriller does manage to FC on the no-mod up against an easy FC, that'll be advantage for Kriller. But obviously, Serbia Trucker with those early misses. Allegrissimo kind of tearing it up on the Hard Rock. I gotta say, Hard Rock on this map is by far the hardest of any mod combination, I would say. And Allegrissimo, 99.5% act, just tearing it up, hitting all of these space patterns, and South Korea just still in a 3-way Fragrance of Page, the first break on the team, but Kriller losing the no mod just leaves 120 cell on the easy for Germany.
But Allegrissimo was hitting this for Hard Rock. Look at this patterns. What is he doing?
This is
The
insane.
aim control in this is just insane.
Oh.
Massive pop-off potentially here, but the combos are now gone for South Korea. 120 cell does have the power to maybe get it to the Germany side as they still retain that FC. The map is still going. There's still a quarter of the map in. It's slowly closing out. Actually, it's slowly closing in, but I don't think there's enough time, especially as they find a break on this pattern. And by the looks of it, it's a pretty confident pick for South Korea. Allegrissimo, what is that performance at Hard Rock?
Yeah, phenomenal performance on the Hard Rock from Allegrissimo. Still building up that second combo. Looking to get over 650k by the end. It's going to be 670k on the Hard Rock from Allegrissimo. You gotta understand, Serbia Trucker is a great Hard Rock player, and they got, 270k. That is insane from Allegrissimo. Really good easy scores as well from the rest of the team. Just a standout for a pick from South Korea.
Exactly. Just looking at it, the comparison here, 670 for Allegrissimo and like 290 for Serbia Trucker. Both did good, but Allegrissimo was shining on this map, on this free, which gives South Korea their second point now. And so far, Germany did not get a point on the board yet, but maybe it is now time to do this as it's their turn to pick. Nomad 2 did not go their way, but you might still want to try with DT2. If not, then there are other options that you might want to explore, but they might seem risky.
Also, I think worth mentioning, the 120 cell actually ended up being the best overall easy score there with that 800 combo. We didn't see 120 cell in Germany's match against UK where they had that map played, but honestly, that could have ended up being the difference maker in that match. And honestly, Germany increasing their performance overall on that skill set, but South Korea just too good with that scoreline. But yeah, as you mentioned, I think Germany should still look at tapping, simply because there's nothing else really that is a significant win in terms of the head-to-heads we've seen so far from both teams, other than pure mechanics. That's, I think, where Germany also can find some picks. Things like Nomad 1, Hard Rock 1, Hidden 1, even the Free Mod 1, just pure aim. I think Germany should be pretty good on, but obviously South Korea also, they're pretty good. But they go DT1.
We do see DT1. Okay, that's also kind of there, because it does have a few mechanics there. It has a few bursts, mostly aim though. It has a fair share of its burst in like 260 UVM, if I recall correctly. And yeah, mapped in a pretty old style, somewhere around 2014 to 2015 style, which is an interesting concept for this map, but I can honestly see the vision for Germany here. It does have its fair share of mechanics for those bursts and doubles. Some transitions are going to be hard to hit, especially from those stream to aim transitions. But the map is mostly aim.
I'm interested to see Germany picking this as their kind of first mechanics pick. I'm not surprised they picked this overall mechanics skill set, but South Korea did have over 3 million team score on the last DT1 they played. And Germany played that same DT1 twice, and they got, on average, about 2.3 million. So just on that head-to-head, South Korea is looking pretty good. Now, this map is, I would say, significantly harder. It honestly feels like 2 pulls harder. Way just more consistent, much higher spacing, a bit higher BPM, a lot more tapping as well. So maybe Germany feels like they beat South Korea on the skill cap for this one, but if South Korea does something like they did last weekend on the skill set, then I think it's going to be a tough one for Germany here.
Well, you gotta try, because Nomad 2, they did not win that map, so I would imagine the overall fear that they might lose DT2 as well, so they decided to experiment a little. Does leave an opportunity here. If they do win this map, then there's a pretty good chance to come back into this match, but as you've said, this is a pretty risky pick. We do see Amamiya Kakuro, Jimstay Fanboy, and Fragments of Page once more for South Korea, Tim Hackner Killer, and Serbia Trucker for Germany. 267 BPM, AR 10.5, and a pretty interesting map ahead of us. 2014 to 2015 style is something that is not really a whole skill set, but it might make a few difference in comparison to a regular DT1 that you would see like last week or like a few weeks ago.
I'd say as opposed to like a normal aim-heavy DT1, this has a good amount of extra tapping in it. Definitely want to be consistent on the tapping. That's maybe where Germany feels more comfortable on this pick compared to last DT1, which still had some tapping, but way more aim-focused. But let's see, I believe this is the highest star rating map in the pool. Yeah, it's the highest star rating map in the pool, even including the tiebreaker. So pure mechanics-wise, this is the real test.
That is exactly that, and by the looks of it, we do see a few misses here, from the first one being from Tim Kakner on Germany, losing that combo in the intro. Traded by Mimikakura on the slow section, which does give Germany that edge in the beginning. But the map is around average in length, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. No breaks on this one, but Fragments of Fate still finding a miss, and this gives Germany a pretty good lead as we move forward with this map.
Yeah, big miss from South Korea here. Kriller still had the SS, lost it now, but Tim Kakner trading Toomsday Fanboy. So that's no full combos left from South Korea. Flare drops as well. It's now just Kriller with any real combo at all, still holding that full FC. He's absolutely tearing it up right now, as South Korea is showing a lot of struggles on this 8.6 star rating skill cap map. Kriller is still going, building up that score lead, absolutely tearing the place up.
It's that player, it's the star player of Germany, making his name heard of this one as he keeps holding on to the combo. No combo basically for South Korea and Germany to match him, as he's just going with this. Half of the map now gone, as the advantage is shifting more and more towards Germany, and the Kriller is being the spearhead of this assault on South Korea, finally finding a miss on the transition. But still, basically no combos for Germany, as Tim Kakner also finds a miss and flight as well. And Amami Cocker and Doomsday Fanboy are making a huge difference here, making the score line shift towards the left.
Yeah, Doomsday Fanboy now the last big supporting combo left, and it's flipped back to South Korea. Kriller did a lot to build up a lead for Germany, but the supporting combos weren't really there. However, with a full reset from South Korea, Flair's finding some struggle, so is Tim Kakner. But if Kriller can maybe build up this recovery, there's a chance, but he needs his teammates to hold on as best they can. It's going to be a close one by the end if Kriller can hold. Oh,
he does find a miss at the very end, though. 20,000, though. Wait, this can still kind of go towards the right, as Fragments of Peach still holding on to the highest combo, matched by Flay, and the accuracy on Fragments of Peach is helping them a lot. 40,000 going towards the left, and I don't think there's time for this, as Germany are gonna be... Actually, no, wait a minute. The map is still there, but still 60,000 towards in the favor of South Korea, as there's no combo for Germany. And by the looks of it, this is gonna be the third point for South Korea. Yet another break point, and no point for Germany this time around. This was close, but ultimately the supporting combos from South Korea helped a lot, with Doomsday Fanboy getting 470,000 and Kriller trying their best with that 589,000 score.
Yeah, it's a rough loss for Germany. It's always brutal when it's a really important pick for them. Lost it by 50k. Kriller with a phenomenal score, but it's once again a situation where they don't really have a third player who can be comfortable on a map like this. South Korea just having a little bit better supporting combos on those second, third players, beating out Kriller's score advantage. Now Germany's in a rough spot. They're down 0-3. South Korea has next pick. You gotta find a conversion somewhere. Could have gone the other way, but not today, unfortunately.
Yeah, that pick did not really help them. They took the risk, and it felt like it could have paid off with that performance from Kriller, but sadly, Tim Kakner not feeling that good on that DT1, as South Korea are now looking to secure their 4th point with their own pick, and there's a lot of options that they can go for. I might even see something like Fremont, probably not Fremont 2, maybe like Fremont 4, maybe Nomad 3, Nomad 5 a possibility as well, even Nomad 2. A lot of options left for them, as something like DT4 as well. A lot of options, as I mentioned prior, and honestly, I'm not even sure what I would be leaning on, but we do get an AIM map instead on Fremont 1.
Interesting, they go for the Fremont 1. I can see this pick, so obviously for the hidden player, you're dealing with the pretty high relative density. It's AR 9.6 at 240 BPM. Now they do have that Allegrisima Hard Rock difference. We saw how hard Allegrisima popped off on the Hard Rock head-to-head for the Fremont 3, so if they have a similar performance like that, obviously a very completely different skill set, but just that Hard Rock comfort can help them a lot for that. But yeah, this is a very, very well-known, pretty famous map, pretty much just pure aim all the way through.
Yep, and honestly, I feel like Hard Rock on this map is going to be extremely brutal, as the highest score on this map is by Mahmoud with basically 1100 combo. The map is 1600 combo in total, so hitting this map and trying to like go for an FC with Hard Rock on this one is going to be insanely difficult. But maybe Algrissimo, looking hot from that Fremont 3, might do something crazy on this Fremont 1. as we do see them in the lobby as along with Amamiya Kakura and Doomsday Fanboy.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised to see South Korea going for something more pure mechanics compared to some of the more aim control options, where I think their advantage is a little bit more evident. But obviously they just won the DT1 mechanics map, and I think something like this is going to follow a lot more into their comfort.
That is true, but in comparison to DT1, this map does have a lot of raw aim, and it has a lot of full screen jumps, and the overall density here, although not as big as DT1, is still present, so I can see the vision with this Mod 1, but you gotta still keep in mind that this map is quite different to that DT1, as we do see Serbia Trucker joining in for Germany. Probably gonna be Kriller once again, and maybe Serbia Trucker, maybe Tim Kochner, we will see.
We'll see for that last slot. I think after Tim Kochner scoring the DT1, I'd be surprised to see them in over something like Flair or 120 Cell for this. Allegrissimo, always is the funniest calls. He's like either, 1.2 mil local best or 35 local best in this case. Playing the mind games with the calls, but Germany's still waiting on their third player. And honestly, I think this is an important map for Germany. I do think they have the capacity to get a good score on this, and a break point would be pretty needed given the spot they're in. Flair is going to be coming in for the third slot. And this is going to be... from...
If South Korea wins this, if Germany has to come back from 0 to 4, it's going to be extremely difficult. They need this map desperately, and there is a possibility that Germany can win this map, but South Korea looking good so far, not dropping a single map against Germany. Just flawless in this Grand Finals run.
Flawless so far, with especially the DT1 being very close. We'll see if that rate retains. Obviously, Allegrissimo on the Hard Rock. This is a Hard Rock machine right here. Amamiya Kokoro on the Hidden Fragrance of Page. On the Comfort Nomad up against Serbia Trucker for the Hidden, Kruller for the Nomad, and Flair for the Hard Rock.
Makes sense that you want to put your highest hitting players on Nomad, as both Fragrance of Page and Kriller, the star players of their respective teams, once again are performing a Nomad. We did see them playing Nomad on 3-mod 3. Kriller doing quite good, and Fragrance of Page also doing a lot of job with those Nomads, but by the looks of it, the map is still on the intro. The overall advantage is shifting left, right, and center, but the map is slowly picking up with those players, as so far no misses are to be found on this map.
The misses will come in though. As far as I recall, the map, although is very consistent, it picks up a little bit towards the ending especially, but thus far, about a quarter of the way in, nobody feels like missing just yet. As just axe changes, but Fragrance of Page and Allegrissimo Kruller all falling at the same time. Flair breaking, it's now 1-1 on the hidden full combos for both teams.
On the hidden full combos, indeed, Amamiya Kokoro does drop an SS, though he's been holding it for a quarter of the map. But so far, the advantage is going to be on Germany's side slightly due to the accuracy advantage, as we are on one part of the map. And Serbia Trucker, though, fighting a miss, and Amamiya Kokoro is going to be the difference maker on this one, getting it towards the South Korean side, as the advantage shifts now back to the left, and Amamiya Kokoro is still going to be holding on to that combo, hitting those jumps. Those jumps just, this map just doesn't stop with those jumps. It keeps on going, and Amamiya Kokoro, he played that map not that long ago, getting 1200 combo on hidden on the leaderboard, and looking to maybe one-up that performance once again, as the combo is still there for them, and nobody on Germany is matching them so far.
I mean, one-upping a very good solo score in a match would be fantastic, and Amamiya Kokoro is making up all the difference right now, as Allegrissimo falls. Fragrance of Page on a pretty good recovery with the no-mod, only matched by Kriller, but Amamiya Kokoro, no! Amamiya Kokoro finally finding that break, but already has done so much to build up a lead for South Korea. Now it's back to Fragrance of Page to carry that torch along.
And matched by Kriller, that combo, 600 combo for both of these players. Still, the map is still ongoing. One third of the map now left, as both Kriller and Fragrance of Page are the main hitters of this Fremont one so far. Amamiya Kokoro did a lot of job, but the torch is on their side now, as South Korea retains the advantage to 130,000. We do see a break here, and the map is going to pick up a lot in difficulty after this. But these main combos are still standing. We do see a break from Flay. This is not going to help Germany a lot, especially as South Korea still retains that combo advantage. Amamiya Kokoro finding a miss on the slow section, but 1/4 of the map now, and it's all going to come down to this.
Yeah, Germany still has enough combo to be dangerous. Allegrisimo breaks, so now that leaves Serbia Trucker to be uncontested on the recovery combo. You can see it's slowly going towards Germany, but if Germany wants a chance here, they likely need Fragrance of Page to break as Kriller builds up that 900 combo. I think that's around what Mami Kokor had. Serbia Trucker drops. It's a big recovery loss for Germany. It's now going to be back to relatively even on the score lead, but Kriller misses, and that does it for this pick. I believe now it's just Fragrance of Page to carry it on towards the end for South Korea's fourth pick.
Once again, Fragrance of Page, 600,000 score on this No Mod 1, getting more than 1,000 combo on this 3 Mod 1, looking really good on this map as the advantage is on South Korea's side. Killer tried their best, but ultimately there, Germany's hope for this 3 Mod 1 has fallen towards the very end, and Fragrance of Page is going to be the one to crush those dreams with this crazy 720,000 performance. 4th point on the board for South Korea, no answer from Germany, but this might change with Germany's pick later on.
Yeah, South Korea now up 4-0. Looking pretty good by the end of that free mod 1. So now it's back to Germany, and this is where it's dire. If the DT1 pick was a pretty necessary win, this is at the point of the match where if this doesn't convert, you're looking for an extremely tough road ahead. They need to think hard on this one. Might still end up being speed. They've lost on the mechanics picks thus far with the DT1 free mod 1. But no, the DT1 is very, very close, so I don't think maps along that lane shouldn't dissuade them. Likely will be a tapping pick, I assume. I don't know what else it would really go for here, other than maybe something like the Hard Rock one if they want to gamble on a bit of a flow aim.
Yeah, this doesn't look good for Germany. The options are there, DT2 and Hard Rock 1. Most likely leaning towards DT2 here, but they did lose No Mod 2 quite badly to South Korea. That was around 200,000 advantage for South Korea, if I recall correctly. And something I wanted to note about that 3 Mod 1 performance from Fragrance of Page, he got one miss on that one. Just a single miss, no slider breaks, just a single miss on that 3 Mod 1, which is a crazy score, honestly. Good on them, as Germany is still thinking on their pick, and they are probably torn between either DT2 Hard Rock 1 and maybe even No Mod 1. Maybe in the Free Mod 2 as well. Free Mod 2 also going to be your flow aim map, but it does change a little bit towards the second half of the map when it gets more aim control-y, where it gets a lot, there's going to be a lot of cut streams, but we do see DT2, the stamina tapping map, finally being picked by Germany, and this is their best bet to get that first point on the board against South Korea.
Yep, this is their best bet. I believe the main difference maker on the No Mod 2 with Kriller and Fragrance both full comboing was the third player for Germany. If they maybe get Serbia Trucker in instead as the third player, I think they look pretty good on the skill set. It is obviously the main advantage they have over South Korea. If this doesn't convert, it's going to be a tough one, but I think Germany, this is the best chance they really have at this point.
And they need this desperately, because otherwise South Korea, they win this map, they probably win their own pick later, and they're going to be on match point, and Germany is going to be in a pretty dire situation. They are already in a dire situation, but it's going to get even worse if they lose this map. This is a do or die situation for Germany. They need to win this, and they need to win this desperately, as this map in particular is going to focus a lot on stamina. It has pretty long streams throughout the entire map, 237 BPM. I feel like the longest burst here is like more than 40 notes, and it does go crazy with its stamina requirements. So on paper, I feel like Germany has the capability to win this map, but South Korea, as mentioned prior, they did win that No Mod 2, they did win that speed map. You cannot count them out on this skill set at all. They are looking scary, and they are hungry for that victory.
Yeah, I mean, this is so far this general skill set where South Korea looked the most beatable. I'll be curious to see if Kriller plays this, because on terms of high BPM, more bursty speed, I think Kriller is super, super comfortable. When it comes to this kind of stamina, we might end up seeing 120 Cell, Serbia Trucker, and Flare coming in instead. And that roster as well has done phenomenally well. So even if you don't see Kriller for this one, I think Germany is in safe hands. But it is also going to be Fragrance of Page stepping out for South Korea potentially. Yeah, we see Zysen coming in, backed up by Doomsday Fanboy and Perez. Yeah, it really shows the difference. Sometimes you can be really comfortable on stuff like 260, Fragrance of Page, I've seen that map, but 237, way more stamina intensive. We're going to see Fragrance of Page stepping out for Zysen. And we see Tim Kackner coming in for Germany.
Yeah, I feel like Kriller is probably not going to be there for Germany. We might see Flay on this one. 237 stamina is not really his strongest skill set. And yeah, I guess we are going to wait on this one. This is, once again, a do-or-die situation for Germany. They need to win this battle. And we do see Flay finally coming in as we are slowly going to be transitioning into this map shortly. It is quite long, 3 minutes and 2 seconds long. So a lot of room to build up your combo. And probably a little forgiving on the misses, but the map is basically non-stop stamina, non-stop streams. It just starts and keeps going, never letting you go. Not many slow parts in this map in particular, and the skill set is being tested to its absolute limit on this DT2.
And Germany do it, get the point on the board. As we've mentioned already, this is their best chance with the maps remaining most likely. The pressure is on them, but that board gets into it pretty quickly here. Already, as you can see on the accuracies, pretty even. That's going to change as the players get drained on the stamina. Flag going to find a miss pretty early on, but if you want to find a break, this is the place to do it.
That is indeed the place to do it, and the accuracy is not looking too good on Germany so far as well. 120 Cell also finding a slider break on the slider after the heavy intensive stamina part, but the streams are there. The map just doesn't let you go. The map still goes on, and the Tim Kakner being the only FC left for Germany, as 3 FCs are holding on for South Korea. Another miss from 120 Cell on the streams, also getting a lot of 50s on the board, and it does not look good so far as South Korea still retains that FCs. Saisen, though, finally missing, but traded by 120 Cell. Still, advantage is on South Korea's side, both in terms of accuracy and the combo.
There was a big acceleration on the flow aim that Saisen broke on 120 Cell as well, but it's going to be Flare and Tim Kakner. No, just Flare left for South Korea. Zyson finding another break, but Doomsday Fanboy Perezi is still holding onto those full combos. Going to give South Korea not just the current score lead, but also the score acceleration as the map progresses here. The pressure is all on Flare for Germany. If Flare misses, this pick is basically over, but there's still a chance, still a glimmer of hope for Germany on this one, as long as Flare can hold. But Doomsday Fanboy Perezia halfway through the full combos, looking so dominant.
Yeah, Flay, as hard as he may try these two combos while they're still setting, Germany does not chance. While combos are there, Fanboy and Parasia holding on to their FCs on this map, finally getting a break after an intensive stamina section that lasted for the entire half of the map, as we are finally getting some break here. But this does help South Korea to build up that advantage even more, 300,000 and growing as we're getting into more streams, more intensity. The map doesn't let you go, and now it starts going crazy. Tim Kakner finding a chain miss here, but still, those two players, Doomsday Fanboy and Parasia, that duo is gonna be the nightmare of Germany as they are holding on to their FCs, not letting go, and not even having a concept of a miss on their mind.
I mean, this performance from South Korea is phenomenal. Doomsday Fanboy does find the break, but I mean, 500k score already in the lead. Perezia still has that full combo. Flare on the near FC is just not going to be enough, unfortunately, as South Korea looks once again to win a breakpoint, and this time in even more dominant fashion than we've seen on Germany's last two picks. Clearly, South Korea knew what they were doing when they left all of these tapping maps open. Syson's going to find another miss. Flare dropping, and so too does the chances of Germany even having a decent, really, run against South Korea in this pick. Perezia looking for that full combo.
Wow, that's honestly a pretty dominant score from South Korea. An FC from Parasia and a really high combo from Doomsday Fanboy. Good try there from Flay as well, getting that 850,000 score to their team. But unfortunately, Parasia and Doomsday Fanboy had an entirely different plan for this map, and this is not looking good for Germany. 5-0 as it's going to be South Korea's pick now. They are in the mercy of South Korea. They need that point somewhere, and they need to take it on this break point if they want. But the question is, South Korea has a lot of picks favored in going in their favor. Nomad 3, Nomad 5. And we do see Nomad 5 already. A reading map, mapped by Yuxpy, a custom map for this, and coming in basically just 2 seconds after the map was finished. They are confident in this.
Yeah, South Korea did have the head-to-head advantage on the skill set before, and this is, you know, if it's a Yuxpy reading map, you know it's especially messed up when a reading player decides to make a reading map very, very double heavy in terms of the rhythm. But just looking at this map in editor, I was honestly confused. I was being thrown for a loop just looking at this map, let alone playing it. Can't imagine how much practice, how much reading ability it would take to really get a good score on this. We did see Kriller come in. Kriller is known to be very, very good on maps like this. Did get a 1-miss 540k, very good accuracy on the No Mod 5 last weekend, but this is a step above in terms of difficulty. And I do think South Korea overall will just have the stronger 3-man. Up 5-0, once again. There's a chance here. If Kriller goes crazy, if South Korea gets some misses, there's a chance here, but this map is so difficult that I think it's mostly going to come down to having a comfortable 3.
It's probably one of the most difficult maps in the pool. Kriller, we did see their feedback on the Map Pool feedback channel. They were not necessarily happy with this No Mod 5. And yeah, this map in general has a lot of 1-6 doubles that are quite spaced. Some of them are not spaced, as some of them are. So this definitely adds a lot to that reading element. The overall structure of the map just doesn't let you go. It's a lot of gimmick, and those doubles on 1-6, so it's 130, 1-6. Basically, it's going to be like around 200 doubles that are spaced. Not the best to hit, and I would imagine that we might not see the highest scores on this map, but still, if anything, it's definitely one of those pop-off maps for sure, as we do see Fragments of Peach, Almia, and Zyson for South Korea, Kriller 120 Cell, and Bergkastel for Germany. Bergkastel, their first appearance on this match, the reading player for Germany, and they need this map. They need to win this, because otherwise South Korea are going to be on match point, and there's going to be... It's going to be basically impossible to come back from a 6-0 deficit.
Yeah, and we do see the rosters in. And as you mentioned, this is being a pop-off map. I honestly think anything more than like a 400k on this would be considered a pretty phenomenal pop-off. All of the players are practiced, nobody finding a break on those early patterns, but this map is going to ramp up pretty significantly.
Yeah, no combo drops so far. The accuracy advantage is going to be slightly on South Korea's side. A lot of act drops here for all players, actually, averaging out around 94% accuracy for most of these players. Amamiya Kakura looking, and Kriller also looking quite good on this with a pretty good comfort level, but Amamiya Kakura, though, does find a slider break early on into the map now. Bergkastel also trading it, not looking good on the accuracy department as well, as the advantage is still on South Korea's side despite that miss from Amamiya Kakura.
And unfortunately, Kriller does find that break, but 120 Cell still keeping up that combo. Zyson breaks, so now it's just 120 Cell up against Fragrance of Page. South Korea do have the advantage, but 120 Cell breaking. Germany left with no significant combo to match this Fragrance of Page score. As Fragrance of Page gets through the midway point, you can see accuracies across the board are relatively low. Amamiya at the highest with 96 is super impressive. But South Korea with this full combo from Fragrance of Page is just going to keep going.
Wow, that's honestly crazy. This map just doesn't let you go in and just goes, and hitting those patterns. I'm looking at Fragments of Page's cursor. I'm confused on what is happening in the map, but this man just does it flawlessly as he retains the FC. Accuracy not looking the best, but who cares about the accuracy when the combo is there? Finally fighting a miss after a pretty long combo here. 500,000 score for them, and this is a massive pop-up performance here from Fragments of Page, as the map comes into its very end, and South Korea are going to be securing this match point with a fashion from Fragments of Page. What is that performance? What is that?
Yeah, I mean, Fragrance of Page has been playing phenomenally this entire tournament, but yeah, performances like that, Jesus. One miss as well. Also really, really impressive accuracy from Amamiya Kokoro. This map is absolutely brutal to get down the rhythm of. So that alone, it's impressive. But South Korea just overall, with an insane scoreline, now up 6-0. They have 7 chances in a row to end this match.
Yeah, it's going to be Germany's pick, and they need to get that pick at least one to not get swept by South Korea. This might hang on a thread, and now that all the speed maps are gone, what do you have left? You have Hard Rock 1, you have Free Mod 2, you might even want to gamble with No Mod 1, but we did see South Korea winning an aim map on Free Mod 1 with a pretty good fashion there. So not many options are there for Germany, so at this point you might have to think hard, as South Korea are just flawless in this Grand Finals match. No mistakes, good step-ups from the key players. great performance throughout the entire match. And Germany's not even playing bad. It's just South Korea that is just popping off left, right, and center for all of these 6 maps. Not showing any signs of weakness, as we do see No More One being picked by Germany.
Yeah, good pick. I think whenever you're in this position, I mean, basically any pick almost works because you'll have to play through almost the entirety of the pool by the time you get to that tiebreaker. But picking the Mod 1 being generally one of the more coin-flippy, volatile skill sets, I think is a good pick. You get good momentum if you win this one, and you'll have to win maps very similar to it anyway, so I think it's a good place to start if you're looking for that reverse sweep.
That is true. That is definitely true. This map, though, something I find hilarious, not hilarious, but probably a little funny, is that this was mapped as a 4WC Grand Finals last year, and we do see it in 3WC Grand Finals this year. So it kind of tells
4WC?
Yes, exactly. So this tells a lot about the 4WC in general. Excited to see 4WC this year as well. But yes, mapped by Batboy and Melon Boy, the 2 connoisseurs of jump maps, and 220 jumps, not letting go. A lot of really high space jumps throughout the entire map, and very interesting patterns throughout the entire map as well. We do see the roster getting ready for South Korea. Doomsday Fanboy, Amamiya Kakeru, and Zyson once again. Germany, most likely are going to see Kriller once more. And probably someone else, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it blows my mind that that poor 4 digits had to play this one. That is messed up, because this is already, you know, fits in the difficulty of this 3WC pool, so that's pretty insane. Pretty basic game though, nothing too crazy. Very, very spaced at 220, just under AR10. Pretty much no 1/4 or any kind of tapping to worry about in this one though, as opposed to something like that DT1, which was mostly aimed but had a good amount of tapping as well. So in an actually pretty similar vein as the free mod one, really.
Pretty much, just a little bit lower on the BPM and more focused on that pure aim. A lot more patterns, a lot more spacing for those jumps throughout the entire map, and this tells a lot. We do see Flay and Tim Kakner and Killer joining for Germany, as it's going to be their probably maybe the final attempt, maybe not the final, maybe it's just the start of something new for Germany. But this could very much end on this map, as South Korea are yet unmatched throughout this entire match. 6-0. The map starts off already with a pretty high spacing, and it will grow even further in some of those sections.
Yeah, this map gets right into it, and it pretty much doesn't take the foot off the pedal the entire map, as we see South Korea holding those 2 SSs. Nope, Amamiya Kakeru does find the miss, but Zyson, Fragrance and Page still holding. Flay on the remaining FC, but good recovery so far from Germany. I think sometimes you can get a bit surprised off the intro maps like this. Tim Kakner finding another miss, and it's going to kind of be like that throughout the way. Question is, do any of these full combos really get deep?
Well, we do see one of the full combos breaking so far for Zyson Udangane, as the only 2 FCs on the lobby is going to be Flay and Fragments of Phage Killer, also with a pretty good recovery combo, helping Germany quite a lot, as it's going to shift towards the right now with misses from Amamiya Kakeru, Zyson, and Tim Kakner. Flay does find a miss though, matched by Fragments of Phage, and his accuracy, I'm not going to mention the exact percentage here, but looking exceptionally well, finally finding a miss, as Kriller is going to be the lone man standing on Germany. 10,000 and growing. They need this map, and they need this death space. Kriller once again stepping up massively, finding a miss. And 1/3 of the map now. This does stop them, as the combo advantage is going to be back on South Korea. This is going to move forward to the left.
Yep, that combo from Kriller though did give Germany some breathing room, but the score advantage is back to South Korea. Half a map though left, still plenty that can happen. We saw Flay going deep in that initial combo, Tim Kakner as well, building up that supporting combo. But Amamiya Kakeru back over 400 with Kriller breaking. And Flay breaking as well. It's not just Tim Kakner. With any combo in Germany, he'll have those 1/3. Zyson drops, but the 2 combos on South Korea still hold. And the longer they can get these combos, the lower the chances of Germany getting a single point in this match.
And it looks like they're really comfortable with this map. The accuracies throughout the board are insanely high, both for Amamiya Kakeru and Fragments of Phage. Tim Cockner also looking good, but 1/3 of the map now left. 76,000 advantage, growing more for South Korea as these combos keep holding on. Progressive Peach is going to be the one breaking first for South Korea as Amamiya Cockner retains that combo. Matched by Tim Cockner, Zeiss finding a misplay, also finding a miss, but the combo advantage is still on South Korea's side. Not anymore though, as Amamiya though. Tim Cockner now, it's all gonna be on his hands. The jumps are getting higher. There's the 1-2 patterns. They are there. Kriller finding a miss, but it's not Tim Cockner. He can move it to the right, and he might do this. Amamiya Cockner, he is going crazy. It's going to the right now. The map is almost over. He needs to hold on up until the very end, and he can do it. Flame missing, Kriller missing. No combos for South. It's just Tim Cockner standing, and by the looks of it, he is gonna be the player that will keep Germany afloat on this match and get them their first point that they needed so far. They needed it desperately, and he is stepping up when needed with that combo, getting the first point for Germany on No Mod 1.
Dude, the aim gods descended from the heavens above and blessed Tim Cockner to have that ridiculous run in the ending, getting all of that 1,000 combo in the ending. Phenomenal score from Tim Cockner. Good supporting combos. And this will not be a sweep for Germany, as South Korea has finally shown some weakness. The No Mod 1 ended up being the pick as South Korea goes next to pick. They still obviously have a lot of good options as they've shown dominance, but yeah, after that No Mod 1, it's Germany with the momentum for the first time.
Yep, they got that point, and it's time to capitalize off of that point. 6-1, South Korea still on the advantage, but finally Germany finding an answer to that unstoppable machine that has been terrorizing them throughout the entire match.
I think this is the first time South Korea has been a bit like not insta-picked, but they go No Mod 3, and I think this is a very good pick for them. South Korea, incredible aim control team. We've already seen how good they are on the skill set. And the No Mod 3 should be pretty good for them. Very high BPM as well for how snappy some of the patterns are. The spacing generally isn't too bad, but having to play 164 or basically 328 BPM and have very snappy angle changes is super difficult to do.
Yep, this map needs no introduction. A pretty well-known map, did get top 10 in the Mapper's Choice last year for Community Choice, if I recall correctly, but yes, a map by Rajido, not Aishizuru's difficulty on this one. A lot of transitions and a lot of aim control, a lot of flow alternate mixed with the snap alternate throughout the entire map. The back and forth on this one are going to be brutal to hit. They do get spaced significantly more on the last third of the map, so that's something to look forward to. And also there's a lot of cut doubles that you might see on the build-up, so on paper, this should favor South Korea, as we do have a lot of players that are dominant in that skill set, but Germany, you have Kriller for this, and if Kriller pops off, I feel like they might have a chance on this.
Yeah, for sure, and I do want to see Tim Cockner back in. We see him in the lobby after that No Mod 1 pop off. Just put him on everything. Put him on everything after that 600k. He can handle it. But as you mentioned, obviously, still likely South Korea favored. 4 minutes as well. Very, very difficult to make it far with a combo on a map like this that is so consistent and so long.
Yeah, and we do see Serbia Trucker also joining in for Germany. Allegrissimo, Frankenstein, Amamiya Cockner. So for South Korea, finally, Germany looking good after that No Mod 1. The momentum is on their side, and the question is, can they win this map? Because we might want to prolong this match and see, and maybe the reverse sweep is possible. Who knows?
It's always possible. How likely? Tough one to answer, but possibility is 100% always there. See the players in Kriller, Flat, Serbia Truck will not be seeing Tim Cockner in for this one. And for South Korea, we have the 3 players we've been seeing the most often: Allegrissimo, Frankenstein Page, Amamiya Kokoro. Here we go into what could potentially be the last map of the match, or the first breakpoint for Germany.
Yep. Honestly, every single map could be the very last map of the match. And because South Korea are on match point, so there's no possibilities, no opportunities for Germany to make any sort of mistakes. We do see an early break here from Allegrissimo, but looking good so far. The map is quite long, 3 minutes and 55 seconds long, so a lot of room to build your combo. We do see Flay missing quite early on with Serbia Trucker as well. On those back and forths, Kriller also finding a miss as both fragments of Page and Amamiya Kokoro are the ones to retain their FCs. Not anymore though, as Amamiya Kokoro does find a massive chain miss on that alternate pattern.
Yeah, pretty much everybody finding struggles in this intro other than Fragrance of Page. He's been phenomenal throughout this entire match, pretty much every match. But early lead for South Korea off that remaining FC.
Yeah, and here comes the build up towards that first PI. The combo advantage is on South Korea's side, mainly due to Fragrance of Page's combo. Amamiya Kokoro, though, does find a miss on the transition here, as it might slowly go towards the right, though, but not anymore, though, as Flay does find a miss. And South Korea are looking good with that combo from Fragrance of Page. Going crazy with this pattern so far. No misses from him. Kriller also good on the recovery.
The
combo for
sides.
Finding a miss. And the combos are there. Fragrance of Page, how is he this?
I don't know, but Kriller isn't too far behind. The score from Kriller is the only chance they have to beat this Fragrance of Page score, but Kriller does find the break, and now it's just Fragrance of Page once again. We saw him pop off on that No Mod 5 just recently, and he's doing it again on this No Mod 3. The only player who has any chance of FCing a map this difficult in a match, and now South Korea 100k score lead in the bank, and it's only going to increase as long as Fragrance of Page can do Fragrance of Page things.
Exactly, no combos to match him. He is on the spotlight. Fragrance of Page looking exceptionally confident on this No Mod 3. This is his skill set, this is his territory, as we are getting into more build-ups. 1000 combo barrier now shattered as the patterns are getting more difficult halfway into the map now. The only full combo still in the lobby. Can he do it? As Germany are still in that desperation to get that advantage, to finally get their second point on the board, but Fragrance of Peach is the main obstacle in their way, still retaining this full combo, hitting those patterns, not showing any signs of weakness on this. How is this?
Don't know, and Germany has some decent supporting combos or backup combos. Flare dropping, Kriller still holding. Never mind, that's a full reset from Germany, and at this point, I believe this pick is almost over with the score lead already for South Korea. No points for Germany, but Fragrance of Page, 1.4k. If I see an FC on this, I'm going to be absolutely floored. I would never anticipate this map being FC'd in this tournament, but Fragrance of Page is en route.
Seeing this map in tournament is going to be insane. He's still holding. Here comes the doubles. Here comes the build-up towards that final KI. The patterns are there. The pattern's still difficult, but Fragrance of Peach is still insanely confident in this one. Finally finding a miss, though. Good try from him, Fragrance of Peach, but still, the misses come around at the very last moment, but he has done enough for his team. And with that, there's no combos for Germany. The highest combo being Flay with 400, but the score difference is too massive to come back from this. This man has done so much work on this No Mod 3. What a crazy performance from Fragrance of Page on this one.
Got Fragrance of Page popping off once again on this No Mod 3 as he's done this entire match. And South Korea will end up in the end taking this 7-1. Germany getting that massive point on the No Mod 1 with Tim Kackner's phenomenal score. But Fragrance of Page, does he get 700k? No. Oh, actually, there it is. 700k on the No Mod 3. Wow. Phenomenal from South Korea.
I have no words. That's just basically a single pattern miss. That 4 misses that he had, it was just on a single pattern. You do that on the tournament as well. The highest score beside him is Kriller, 400,000, but Fragrance of Page, 708,000 score for South Korea, winning out this match in a crazy fashion, a crazy pop-off. 7-1. Good try from Germany, but South Korea were just flawless. Only slipping up on that No Mod 1, and thanks to that Tim Kackner pop-off on No Mod 1. But with that, South Korea are going to be the winners of this match. Germany getting the 3rd place for this tournament, as South Korea are going to be facing the United States tomorrow at 4 UTC, if I recall correctly.
Yep, it's going to be USA up against South Korea at 4 UTC, and if South Korea is able to win, that initial match going into bracket reset. I believe the second match would be played the week after at the same time. So we'll see how that goes. But GG's for South Korea. Germany getting that top 3 by the end. And before we go, remember to check out our sponsors, Wooting and Acrid. You can also donate to the prize pool to get a profile banner. That is going to be it from your casters. Hope to see you tomorrow for that fantastic Grand Finals match.
Yep, see you next time and see you tomorrow.